Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamsha Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nidhi Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Vacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyanta Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauridasve Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Shri Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Shri Radhe Vrindavaneshwari वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna devotees. So welcome for Bhakti Shastri class. Okay. So I will request first of all if devotees can share what we heard last time. Some points devotees would like to share so that the flow can be established again.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Pawan Prabhu.
So, Prabhuji, last time we were discussing about that how Krishna's supremacy is accepted by all the authorities. For that, Arjun speaks the words, and Prabhupada mentions in the purport that each and every word of this verse, which was spoken by Arjun, is confirmed by Vedic injections. हमने कमेंट्रीज में भी देखा था कि कैसे जो भी वहाँ पे अर्जुन ने जो भी चीजें बताई हैं भगवान भगवत के बारे में वो सब कुछ कंफर्म किया गया है अलग अलग जहाँ पे कैसे भगवान ने महान है कैसे सुप्रीम है.
Correct. So the first thing we saw was that how Arjuna is accepting the supremacy, and then he is telling not only me but all the other sages, they are also confirming it. Yes, this was the first thing he told. Yes, any other point from last class? You can see your notes. Yes, Mankru.
Prabhuji, in devotee's heart, Sirodakshai Vishnu, Lord Krishna resides in devotee's heart instead of Sirodakshai Vishnu.
yes. मेरे को गोड़ी से उड़ा देंगे डिवोटीज बाहर के लोग अगर ये सुनेंगे तो उन्हें क्या है. Yes, I was recently reading one purport from Srimad Bhagavatam. There Prabhupada directly says this. Prabhupada directly says this, that Jiva Goswami says this, that in the heart of a devotee, the Paramatma is fully manifested to help the devotee. So like this, Prabhupada quotes that. There also. Nice. Yes. In our heart, Supreme Lord Shri Krishna resides to help us. Yes. Okay. So we saw that. Any other point we missed? So he was asking these things so that, and then he asked one very important question. What was the question of Arjuna? Very important question of Arjuna. Important question of Arjuna.
Details of divine opulences.
He says to Krishna that now kindly speak to me about your opulences. So what was the purpose of this? He was already convinced. What was the purpose of his asking this question?
We need to always remember Krishna.
So that he can always remember Krishna. Correct. Perfect. Just 1 minute. Okay, so this was important thing which he asked. He says that I want to know about your opulences because I want to always remember you. So he is never satiated by hearing about Krishna. It's like nectar. He compares it to nectar. And then Krishna says, yes, I will be telling you about the opulences, but only the principal one. Only the principal opulences I'm going to tell you. So, okay, so we'll start from today's verse, which is verse number 20. Last time we could not cover that one. So verse number 20, he starts telling about his opulences now. Okay, let's just share. Okay, so this is verse number 20, which we have to start. Ekam shastram devaki putra geetam eko devo devaki putra eva ekasmantrastasnamani yani karmani pi tasya devasya sevam. Okay, so we saw a very important point where Baldev Vidyabhushan was telling about pantheist theory. So this is not pantheist theory. Here Krishna is telling about his vibhuti, that his energy are manifested through him. He is not that. If he says I am lion among this, does not mean that Krishna has become lion. So it's one of the opulences of Krishna. He is the best. So three things we saw that Krishna tells in 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th chapter is how he is the origin of everything. He is the essence and the basis of everything, and he's the best of everything. These three things he is telling in these all chapters. So currently the section which will go on is how he is the best of everything. That is going on. Okay, so I will be telling you about the most prominent. Krishna is telling most prominent opulences because my opulences are unlimited. So verse number 20. Here Krishna says, I am the super soul of everything. And what is the qualification to hear these opulences? That also is mentioned by Krishna. Aham atma gudakesha sarvabhuta shayastita aham adishcha madhyam cha bhutanam anta eva cha. Okay, read the translation. Somebody can read translation.
I am the super soul. O Arjuna, seated in the heart of all living entities. I am the beginning, the middle, and the end of all beings.
So Krishna is telling, I am the super soul, which is situated in the heart of every living being. Everywhere it's me who is sitting, and I'm the beginning, middle, and the end of all living beings. So creation, maintenance, and destruction of all creatures is through me only. I only do it. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains regarding that how when Krishna is telling over here that he's the creation, maintenance, and destruction. So through three Vishnus he maintained them. So Mahavishnu, through Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and through Shirodakshaya Vishnu. Through all these three Vishnus, he takes care of this creation, maintenance, and destructions of the all creatures. All the living entities are born through all them. By the glance of Mahavishnu, the living entities are put into the womb of Prakriti, and then the Prakriti gives them bodies. So that's what is explained over here in that way. And Prabhupada takes this word Gunakesha, O conqueror of sleep. So, and he explains that because Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he also explained this word Gunakesh. So, Prabhupada says that Gunakesh verse. In this verse, Arjuna is addressed as Gunakesh, which means one who has conquered the darkness of sleep. For those who are sleeping in the darkness of ignorance, it is not possible to understand how the Supreme Personality Godhead manifests himself in various ways in material and spiritual world. So Prabhupada says this is the qualification to understand the opulences of the Lord, that one has to have a control over sleep or ignorance. Thus, this address by Krishna to Arjuna is significant because Arjuna is above such darkness. The personality of Godhead agrees to describe his various opulences. So this is the qualifier. So Prabhupada usually used to give this very simple example that people know H2 plus O2 gives H2O. But as the simple thing, they don't come to know okay, from where they got H2. How do they got H2? That they are not able to know. So this is a qualifier. So Krishna first informs Arjuna that he is the soul of the entire conflict manifestation by his plenary expansion. So that's what Prabhupada explains over here. Then Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says a very, very interesting line. Very, very interesting line. One who conquers sleep, Gunakoesh, you are qualified for meditation since you do not sleep. So, because Arjuna asked in the first place that you tell me how I can meditate on you by seeing the various objects of this world. Krishna says you are fit for meditation because मेडिटेशन के समय आप सो नहीं जाएंगे. Prabhupada used to say that Prabhupada saw that many people in the West, they were doing meditation और समाधि में ही सो जाते थे वो. सो एक डिसाइपल ने आके बोला प्रभुपाद को, प्रभुपाद हमारे गुरुजी ऐसे समाधि में जाते हैं, उसका समाधि से निकलते एकदम फ्रेश लगते हैं, एकदम फ्रेश. प्रभुपाद बोले हाँ फ्रेश लगेंगे ना, 2 घंटे का सो के आया है वो, 2 घंटा सो के आया है वो, फ्रेश कैसे नहीं लगेगा. एंड प्रभुपाद ने बोले मैंने तो ऐसा भी देखा है, खराटे मारते हुए भी देखा है. So meditation means, so Krishna is telling that one who does not sleep, he is qualified to understand the opulences of the Lord. So Valdev Vidyabhushan says about the three Vishnu. Okay, so he talks about from Sattva Tantra, three Vishnus. Vishnus tu tri nirupani purushyakhyani atho vidu ekam tu mahata shrishti dutiyam tanu samstitam tritiyam sarvabhutastam tani gyatva vimuchyate. So he talks about these three Vishnus. Okay, so now we'll start. So now from verse number 21 till almost till end of the chapter 39. Till 39, 41, 42 is like the end one. Till 40 verse, Krishna will just talk about his opulences. So starting from 21 to 40, it's a very simple section. Krishna just talks about his opulences. So we'll just read that. So I will request one devotee to read the translations from 21, if you have Bhagavad Gita. Translations from 21 to 39. Okay. 21 to 39, some devotee with loud voice can read that. And I will just come in 2 minutes till the time you can read. Okay. Okay, somebody is reading. Haribol.
Of the Adityas, I am Vishnu. Of lights, I am the radiant sun. Of the Maruts, I am Marichi. And among the stars, I am the moon. 22. Of the Vedas, I am the Sam Ved. Of the demigods, I am Indra, the king of heaven. Of the senses, I am the mind. And in living beings, I am the living force, consciousness. 23. Of all the Rudras, I am Lord Shiva. Of the Yakshas and Rakshasas, I am the Lord of wealth, Kuber. Of the Vasus, I am fire, Agni. And of mountains, I am Meru. 24th. Of priests, O Arjuna, know me to be the chief Brihaspati. Of generals, I am Kartikeya. And of bodies of water, I am the ocean. 25. Of the great sages, I am Brigu. Of vibrations, I am the transcendental Om. Of sacrifices, I am the chanting of the holy names, Japa. And of immovable things, I am the Himalayas. 26. Of all trees, I am the banyan tree. And of the sages among the demigods, I am Narada. Of the Gandharvas, I am Chitrarath. And among perfected beings, I am the sage Kapila. 27. Of horses, know me to be Uchchasrava, produced during the churning of the ocean for nectar. Of lordly elephants, I am Airavat, and among men, I am the monarch. 28. Of weapons, I am the thunderbolt. Among cows, I am the Surabhi. Of causes for procreation, I am Kandarpa, the god of love. And of serpents, I am Vasuki. 29. Of the many hooded Nagas, I am Ananta. And among the aquatics, I am the demigod Varuna. Of departed ancestors, I am Aryama. And among the dispensers of law, I am Yama, the lord of death. 30. Among the Daitya demons, I am the devoted Prahlad. Among subduers, I am time. Among beasts, I am the lion. And among birds, I am Garuda. 31. Of purifiers, I am the wind. Of the wielders of weapons, I am Ram. Of fishes, I am the shark. And of flowing rivers, I am the Ganges. 32. Of all creations, I am the beginning and the end, and also the middle, O Arjuna. Of all sciences, I am the spiritual science of the self, and among logicians, I am the conclusive truth. 33rd. Of letters, I am the letter A, and among compound words, I am the dual compound. I am also inexhaustible time, and of creators, I am Brahma. 34. I am all devouring death, and I am the generating principle of all that is yet to be. Among women, I am fame, fortune, fine speech, memory, intelligence, steadfastness, and patience. 35. Of the hymns in the Samved, I am the Brihat Sam, and of poetry, I am the Gayatri. Of months, I am Margashirs, November to December, and of seasons, I am flower bearing spring. 36. I am also the gambling of cheats, and of the splendid, I am the splendor. I am victory, I am adventure, and I am the strength of the strong. 37. Of the descendants of Vrishni, I am Vasudev, and of the Pandavas, I am Arjuna. Of the sages, I am Vyas, and among great thinkers, I am Ushana. 38. Among all means of suppressing lawlessness, I am punishment, and of those who seek victory, I am morality. Of secret things, I am silence, and of the wise, I am the wisdom. 39. Furthermore, O Arjuna, I am the generating seed of all existences. There is no being, moving or non-moving, that can exist without me. 40 पढ़ना है क्या?
Okay, 39 over?
हाँ.
Okay. So 40, 41 will be the end conclusion. So now we'll see the summary of all this through a table. So if you have Gita Subodhini, it has a table of this. Okay, you're able to see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So here, very nicely, Prabhuji has made a table. So verse number 20, we saw that Krishna is telling that I am the super soul. And then he talks about his vibhutis. So what is the mood of understanding the Krishna's vibhuti? From verse number 21 to 39. Describe a few of Krishna's infinite opulence of vibhutis. For easy readability, we have presented in a table. The first column gives the verse number, the second column gives a broad category, and the last column represents the representative of Krishna in that broad category. For instance, when Krishna says that he is a sun among the luminaries, 10.21, it means that sun is the chief of luminaries and thus represents the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. It's not Krishna, it represents Supreme Lord Krishna. Even the powerful sun gets its power from Lord Krishna's potent energy. All the entries in the following table have to be understood in a similar manner. Understood how it has to be understood? So now this verse number 21, it says among the Adityas, I am Vishnu or Vamana. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he says, what do you mean by Adityas? Adityas are the son of Aditi. So among those sons, there is a demigod called Vishnu as well. There is a demigod named Vishnu. So among them, it is Vishnu. It's not the Supreme Lord Vishnu's name here. It's the name of that demigod. Or Baldev Vidya Bhushan says about it as Lord Vamana. So Lord Vamana is an incarnation of Krishna. So although he is an incarnation as good as Krishna, he does not manifest all the potencies of Krishna. A specific potency is manifested by Lord Vamana. And therefore, he is also considered in one of the vibhutis of the Lord. So these two things are mentioned by two acharyas. Okay, clear? This is not Lord Vishnu. See, here, whatever name will come, they will not be the Surupa of the Lord. They will be some vibhuti of the Lord. Okay. So this is the explanation of why it is written Vishnu and Vamana over here. Luminaries, or in the luminaries, I am sun. Among Maruts, so Maruts you might be knowing there are 49 winds. The pastime comes in Srimad Bhagavatam, where Indra cuts the womb of Diti into 49 parts and they becomes the demigods of wind, out of which Marich is one. Among the stars, moon is one of the stars. So in the purport of this shloka 21, Prabhupada says moon is a star. That means all the stars are reflecting the light of the sun. So there is only one sun. So Prabhupada has that much confidence on the scriptures. Okay. Among the Vedas, I am Samved. So Prabhupada explains that the Samved contains the hymns or the poetry. Therefore, it represents, it's the best of the all. And therefore, it represents Krishna. Okay. Among the demigods, I am the Indra. Among the senses, the mind. Among the living beings, the consciousness. Among the Rudras, Shankara. So there are 11 Rudras, among which one of them prominent is Lord Shankara. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says a very nice thing regarding that how this category has been made. He says there are two things when making a category. First, there may be a specific name. There may be a specific name, indicate a specific head of the group of items. One category is that. Second is relationship to a group. relationship among the group, the best relationship. It's not a specific name, it's just a group. So for example, when it comes to like Marus, Marichi, there's a specific name given. But when it comes to like, suppose we have this name,
Himalayas, Guruji.
Himalayas. Okay, Himalayas. Yes, it's not a specific name. It's like whole range. Whole range.
Yes,
There's no
Guruji.
specific name there. Like among the animals, he is lion. Among the beast, I'm lion. Now, this is not a specific name. Kuch lion ka naam. Nahin, it's a species. It's a relationship which is the highest. Means this species is the highest. I consider this species the highest. But birds, he says Garuda. This is specific. So like this, there are two sections of categories which are mentioned by Krishna over here. Understood? So this is told by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. This two categorization. Okay, so then we were reading. Among the Rudras is Shankara, Lord Shiva. Among Yakshas and Rakshas is Kubera. Among Vashus is Agni. Agni is one of the name of Vashus. Mountains is Meru. So there are two mentions, Meru and Himalaya. So there are two mentions like that. Two times mention is of like that. So in Meru, in terms of height, is mentioned as Meru. And in terms of non-moving, it's mentioned as Himalaya. So Prabhupada mentions that in purport. There's a two difference. Why there's a one time Meru and one time Himalaya. So Meru, sometimes it moves. Prabhupada says sometimes it moves. But Himalayas, they never move. So therefore, Himalaya is in different category. Among the priests is Brihaspati, the commanders is Kartikeya, among the water bodies is ocean, great sages is Bhigu, among the vibration Om, and among the sacrifices Japa or chanting. Here the purport of Srila Prabhupada is very, very amazing. If you read the purport of 25, so Prabhupada says in the purport, I will just read the purport from the book. So Prabhupada says, so you can see in your books the purport of 25. He says, of the transcendental vibration, the Om represents Krishna. Of all the sacrifices, the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare is the purest representation of Krishna. So Prabhupada mentions over here, it's the purest representation of Krishna. It is the simplest and purest. Whatever is sublime in this world is the representation of Krishna. So Prabhupada there is mentioning about Japa, very important. In the previous verse, verse number 24, one of the line Prabhupada writes is very, very nice in the purport. He says, whatever we see over here, these representations of Krishna only give hints of his greatness. So here, whatever is mentioned over here, it is to give an hint to the greatness of Krishna. Therefore, there is a mention over here. Then among the trees, a banyan tree is again relationship. It's not any specific name. Among the trees, the banyan trees are the best. So this tree is regarded as a representative of Vishnu. So you might find people worshipping the banyan tree. Among the sage is Narada, who is best. So Srila Baldev Vidya Bhushan mentioned in his commentary that Narada is outstanding because of his outstanding level of bhakti. And among the Gandharvas, Chitrarath is outstanding because of his excellent singing ability. And among the mystics, Kapila, because he has lot of natural powers. So here again, you see Lord Kapila is mentioned over here, who is an incarnation of Lord, but he does not manifest all the potencies. Potencies are there, not to be confused that potencies are not there, but he does not manifest those potencies. He is considered an incarnation of the Lord. Therefore, he is considered over here as Vibhuti of the Lord. Then horses, we have Uchrishrava. Uchrishrava is a horse which has come from the milk, churning of the milk ocean. And among the elephants is Eravat. It again came from the churning of the ocean of milk. So Uchrishrava means one who is loudly praised, that horse. Airavata got his name because his mother name was Iravati. Therefore, his son became Airavat. Among the men, he is a king. This is again relationship. It's not a specific name. Among the men, he is known as king. Krishna represents, the king represents the opulence of Krishna, Vibhuti of Krishna. Among the weapons, the thunderbolt represents Krishna. Among the cows, Surbhi or Kamdhenu. So, two places this is mentioned. Srila Prabhupada mentioned as Surbhi, the cows, when Krishna is telling about the cows, it is mentioned about Surbhi. And Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan mentioned it as, sorry, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur mentioned it as Kamdhinu. Okay. Next, causes of procreation, lust for producing progeny, Kandarpa. So here Prabhupada writes a very important thing, and it is mentioned by Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan as well. So in the purport, from the purport I am reading, Kandarpa is a sex desire for presenting good sons. Therefore, Kandarpa is a representative of Krishna. Sometimes sex is engaged in only for sense gratification. Such sex does not represent Krishna. So here, which sex it represents? It represents only those which is presenting, which is for propagating nice children, Krishna conscious children. Okay. Here the word Vasuki is also there, and the next you see snakes, Anant is also there. So there are two categories. When it says serpent or Naga, so Naga usually means one-hooded. Sorry, Sarpa. Sarpa means one-hooded. Sarpa. Here the word used is Sarpa. So Sarpa means one-hooded, and in the one-hooded, Krishna is represented by Vasuki. And many hooded snakes are known as Nagas. And Nagas, in that Nagas, he is represented by Ananta Shesh, Ananta or Shesha. Among the aquatics, he is demigod Varuna. Ancestor, he is Aryaman. Dispenser of law, he is Yama. Among the demons, he is Prahlad Maharaj. And among the subduers, one who controls and subdues, he is the time, because time destroys everything. So Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan mentions over here regarding the time principle. There are many subduing principles, but time wears down all things in the material universe, and so represents Krishna. So that he represents in Krishna. Among the beasts, he is telling, I am lion. Among the birds, I am Garuda. So Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan says a very nice pastime of Garuda. He says why Garuda is considered the best of the worlds. So Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan mentioned the pastime where he steals the pot of nectar from demigods and then rescues his mother, and then Lord Vishnu comes and says, you become my carrier, and then Garuda becomes the carrier of Lord Vishnu. So that pastime is mentioned by Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan in his commentary. Of the purifying agents, wind is the most purifying agents. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, among the purifiers and the swift, the one who can move very swiftly is wind. So the word, the Sanskrit word is Pavana, Pavatam Asmi. Pavatam means of the purifier, and Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan also translated it as one who is very swift in moving, is wind. Among the holders of weapons, it is Rama Parshurama. So, as Srila Prabhupada, when he was asked what does this Ram represents in Hare Krishna Mahamantra, he says it can mean Lord Krishna, as he is Radhika Raman. It can mean Balaram, because he is also known as Rama, and it can also mean Parshuram. So both Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan says it to be Parshuram, because it is one of the vibhutis of the Lord which is manifested. So Lord Ram is Lord himself in full opulences. So therefore they have not considered Lord Ram in that thing. They have considered it a Parshuram. So I am reading Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. He is writing over here. I am Parshuram. He is suitable as a Vibhuti because he is a Avesha avatar, and because he is an ordinary Jiva among those who have given powers by the Lord. So Parshuram represents an ordinary Jiva who was given the powers by the Lord. Therefore, he represents a Vibhuti. Ram is taken as Parshuram rather than Ramchandras, since he is a Jiva. A Jiva can be Vibhuti, but not the Lord himself. So that is what is the opinion of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Among the fishes, I am Makara. Prabhupada says to make it relatable to this current world is shark. But as Prabhupada also explained that Makara is different from shark. So we have not seen Makara in this world today. We have seen shark. So Prabhupada writes as a shark, but Makara is a specific type of fish. Okay, among the rivers is Mother Ganges. And he is in the creation, he is beginning, middle, and the end. So here Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says in the verse number 20 also, he says he is the beginning, middle, and the end. And in the verse 32 also, he is telling beginning, middle, and the end. There is no repetition, because there he is talking about the jivas in the verse number 20, which we read, that he is the beginning, middle, and end of all jivas. He is the one who is giving jivas in the material world, and as the material world gets destroyed, all the jivas come back to him, and he is the maintainer of the jivas. So in verse number 20, he is talking about the jivas, and here he is talking about the material world. He is the beginning of the material world, he is the maintainer of the material world, and he is the dissolution of the material world. So in that sense, he is talking about over here, beginning, middle, and end. Among the knowledge, he is the spiritual knowledge, and among the truths, among the arguments, he is conclusive truth. So in this verse number 32, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says a very, very nice thing regarding why Krishna is telling among the arguments of logician, I am truth, conclusive truth, Vada. So please hear it attentively. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, among types of argument in order to establish one own idea and defeat others, such as Jalp and Vitan, I am Vad, which attempts to discern actual truth with the goal of coming to a conclusion. So there are three types of arguments: Vad, Jalp, and Vitand. Okay, Vad, Jalp, and Vitand. So what is the difference between these arguments? तो जल्प किसको बोलते हैं? जल्प जब आपका एक ओपिनियन होता है और दूसरों का एक ओपिनियन होता है, और आप दूसरे के ओपिनियन को डिफीट करते हो और अपना ओपिनियन रखते हो, तो वो होता है जल्प, उसको बोलते हैं जल्प। वितंड किसको बोलते हैं? आपको दूसरे के आर्ग्यूमेंट को डिफीट करना है, जरूरी नहीं कि आपको अपना आर्ग्यूमेंट को सुप्रीम बताना है, उसको बोलते हैं वितंड। तो जल्प मीन्स आपको अपना रखना है, वितंड मतलब उसको हराना है। And then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is telling, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is telling, these two types of debate with a desire to win simply display skill in debating and bear no result. तो जल्प और वितंड ये सिर्फ डिबेटिंग है, इसका कोई रिजल्ट नहीं आता है, इसमें बस अपने को जीतना है। बट वाद, द डिस्कशन हैविंग द डिजायर फॉर ट्रुथ इज कॉल्ड वाद। वाद उसको बोलते हैं जहां पर आप ट्रुथ को जानना है, हम सही हैं आप सही है वो मतलब नहीं है, हमको ट्रुथ को जानना है, तो उसको बोलते हैं वाद। सो दैट ही इज मेंशनिंग ओवर हियर। Also, Srila Baldev Vidya Bhushan mentioned about that among the knowledge, he is a supreme spiritual knowledge, that's a knowledge concerning about Atma. So he says there are 14 categories of knowledge. 14 categories of knowledge he gives, which is mentioned in Vishnu Puran. Prabhupada also mentions that in his purport. 14 categories of knowledge, 14 divisions of knowledge. And among them, Vedanta Sutra, which represents the Adhyatma Gyan, is the best. And Srila Baldev Vidya Bhushan says, in the Vedanta Sutra, there are first 4 chapters of Vedanta Sutra, which talks about spiritual knowledge. So Krishna is those 4 chapters. Amazing. So specific. Our acharyas are going into very, very detail. And then he says, among the letters, I am A. Among the compound words, I am dual words or dvandva. So here also, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says about these various categories of words. So, abhyayi bhava. Abhyayi bhava. This is the first category of word. Of compound words. First category of compound words is known as abhyayi bhava. Compound. The first element is more important. Of the two, the first element is more important. It is called abhyayi bhava. Example, adhyatma. Adhyatma. So this is one category. Then tat purushaha. There is second category of compound words. Tat purushaha. Where the second element is more important. Gunatit. Example, gunatit. Surpassing the gunas. So this is second category of compound words. So first is avyayi bhava. Second is tat purusha. Third category of compound word is bahu vrihi. Bahu vrihi. Compound words in which both elements are important depending on the reference to a third element. For example, Mahabaho, one who has strong arms. It is referring to the third person. So this is the 3 categories. And the 4th category is Dvanda, which is mentioned over here in the dual word. Dvandva is superior among compounds because its elements are equal. All elements are equally important. So, for example, Ram, Krishna. So, all are important. All compound words have their importance. So, that is explained by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. For detail, please refer to a Sanskrit grammar teacher. I am just repeating what Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is presenting over here. Okay. Little technical things. Then among the destroyers, I am time. So time destroys everything. So there was a subduer, as a time is a subduer. It controls everything. Here it destroys everything. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says in the Kal that it is Mahakal, Lord Shiva. It is reflecting Mahakal, that is Lord Shiva. And Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan mentioned it as the fire emanating from the mouth of Sankarsana at the time of devastation is known as Kala. So Prabhupada mentioned these both the things in his purport. If you read the Prabhupada's purport, Prabhupada mentioned about this fire emanating from the mouth of Sankarsana. That is also called Kala. Among the creators, I am Brahma. Death. Among the death is the death that devours everything, including memory. The final death. So Prabhupada mentioned in the purport very nice thing regarding death. As soon as a man is born, he dies at every moment. So death is happening at every moment for a living entity. Thus, death is devouring every moment, every living entity at every moment. But the last stroke is called death itself. The last thing which takes away all the memory. So right now also death is happening, like we have forgotten what we did in our childhood. So that is also death. But the final death is which devours all the memory. That is Krishna. That is Krishna. And then out of all the future manifestation or transformation, I am the generating principle as birth. So Prabhupada mentioned this, why birth is included over here. Of these changes, the first is deliverance from the womb, and that is Krishna. The first generation is the beginning of all the future activities. So in the Prabhupada is mentioning in the purport this line that the first birth which we take from the womb, that is manifestation of Krishna. Then among the women, I am fame, fortune, memory, fine speech, patience, intelligence, and steadfastness. So this is what is mentioned about the 7 qualities which are there in the ladies. And Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says a very nice thing. He says about these things also. Prabhupada takes this 7 qualities, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 qualities from the purport of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and the purport of Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan. Both of them, they mention this. In addition to it, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says another very interesting thing, that among women, Nari Nam, I am Kirti, Shri, Bak, Smriti, Medha, Dhriti, Shama. These are wives of Dharmaraj. Names of the wives of Dharmaraj. So these are also the names. These are also the names. It may also manifest a particular lady. The names are also of a particular lady. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also says this. These are the names of wives of Dharmaraj. Okay. Then among the Samved, so Samved was already told that among the Vedas I am Samved. Then in the Samved, I am a specific hymn called the Brihat Sam. So Prabhupada mentioned it in his purport, the description of this Brihat Sam. He says, of these songs in the one of these songs is the Brihat Sam, which has an executive melody and is sung at midnight. तो आधी रात को गाया जाने वाला सॉन्ग बृहत शाम. तो ये स्टार्ट कैसे होता है? ये स्टार्ट होता है श्रीला विद्याभूषण इसका कुछ वर्सेस देते हैं अपने उसमें. त्वम मिद्धि हमामाहे. अब सो ऐसे करके स्टार्ट होता है ये. ठीक है, बाकी नहीं दिया, इतना ही दिया है. ओके. Among the poetry, I am a Gayatri mantra. So Gayatri, there are many verses in Gayatri. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that Gayatri represents the verses, and Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan says Gayatri means the meter. Meter is also very special of Gayatri mantra. So Chanda. Among the Chanda, I am Gayatri. The verses are very special, and the meter is also very special. And among the months, we have Margashish, November, December. Among the seasons, we have flower bearing spring. So Prabhupada says most of the pastimes of Lord Krishna is there in spring season. So therefore spring is the best of all season. Among the cheaters, I am gambling. So Prabhupada says if somebody wants to cheat Krishna, it's not possible. Krishna is the best of the cheaters of all cheaters. And so Prabhupada in his purport, he says a very nice thing, very, very interesting thing. He says, if Krishna chooses to deceive a person, no one can surpass him in his deceit. His greatness is not simply one-sided, it is all-sided. So Prabhupada says, if Krishna wants to cheat, he is the biggest cheater. He cannot cheat. And then among the splendid, that was glorious, is I am the splendor of that. Among the victories, I am victory. Those who endeavor, I am their effort. Those who are strong, I am their strength. Among the descendant of Vishnu, I am Vasudev. So here Vasudev, there are different meanings. Prabhupada also gives in his purport. Prabhupada in his purport says this Vasudev does not represent Krishna. It represents Balramji. It represents Balramji. Prabhupada says this, that because Balram is an expansion of Krishna. But Srila Vishwanath Thakur also says it can also mean Krishna because the Swayam Bhagavan Krishna never leaves Vrindavan. It is an expansion which goes to Vrishni dynasty. That is Vasudev expansion with 4 hands. So it may also means Vasudeva Krishna of Mathura and Dwarika. And Prabhupada mentioned it as Balramji, which is mentioned by Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan. Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan says it is Balram because Balram represents the Vibhuti of the Lord. Among the Pandavas, I am Arjuna. Among the sages, I am Vyasadev. Among the thinkers, I am Ushna or Shukracharya. Means of suppressing lawlessness is I am punishment, Danda. Among the victory seers, I am Niti, morality. Among the secrets, I am silence. Among the wise, I am wisdom. And of all existence, I am Bijam. No moving or non-moving exists without me. So that what is told by Krishna, that everything is existing on me. So Prabhupada in the purport says a very nice thing, a small purport of Prabhupada. We'll just go to now purport of Srila Prabhupada. It is BG 10.39. So last few verses of this chapter. Okay. Sorry. Let's share again. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Okay. So this is verse number 39, where it says, Yat chapi sarva bhutanam bijam tadham arjuna na tat asti vina yatsyan maya bhutam characharam. So for all non-moving and non-moving, moving and non-moving, nothing can exist without me. I am the seed for all existence. Everything is a cause, and that cause or seed of manifestation is Krishna. Without Krishna's potency, nothing can exist, either moving or non-moving. Therefore, he is called omnipotent. Whatever existence is not founded on the energy of Krishna is called Maya, that which is not. So now Krishna is beginning to end his talk of his vibhutis, and is telling that know that everything which is existing, whether it be moving or non-moving, is existing because of me. It's my potency. Everything is reflecting some of my potency. Everything. These are the best ones. These are the best ones, which I have told. But everything in this world is manifesting some of the potency of Supreme Lord. Verse number 40. Natoste mama divyanam vibhutinam parantapa esha tuddeshata prokto vibhuti vistaro maya. Yes, read the translation.
O mighty conqueror of enemies, there is no end to my divine manifestations. What I have spoken to you is but a mere indication of my infinite opulences.
And so I have not spoken to you all. There is no end. So there's just a mere indication. Some mere indication of my infinite opulences. So, as stated in Vedic literature, although opulence and the energies of Supreme are understood in various ways, there is no limit to such opulences. Therefore, not all the opulence of energies can be explained. Simply a few examples are been described to Arjuna to pacify his inquisitiveness. So Krishna is telling, we cannot end my opulences, it's infinite. And then he ends this chapter with this verse, very famous verse of Bhagavad Gita. Yad yad vibhutimassatvam shrimadurjitamev va tattateva vagachatvam mam tejo amsha sambhavam. Yes, read the translation.
Know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor.
So know that whatever is opulent, whatever is beautiful, whatever is glorious, whatever you say like this, and is excellence. In any way, somebody has some excellence of something. It's but a spark of my splendor, part of my splendor. Or any glorious or beautiful existence should be understood to be but a fragmental manifestation of Krishna's opulence, whether it may be in spiritual or material world. Anything extraordinary opulent should be considered to be represents Krishna's opulence. So our talent, our skills, our beauty, whatever we have is an opulence of Krishna, and therefore it has to be used in the service of Krishna. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says in that when Krishna says yad yad vibhuti, when he says yad yad, tad tad, it also means past and future. So whenever and wherever in the past also you saw some opulences, in the future also you will see some opulences. And currently also you are seeing some opulences. Know it, it's a spark of my splendor. So in the past, present and future, all opulences are a spark of my splendor. So that is what Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says. And then Krishna says, Athava bahutinatena kim gyatena tavarjuna Vishtabhyam idam Krishnam ekam sino sthita jagat. Yes, read the translation.
But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe.
So with a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support the entire universe. So what is that single fragment? It's a super soul. Prabhupada says it's a super soul. The Supreme Lord is represented throughout the entire material universe by his entering into all things as a super soul. The Lord here tells Arjuna that there is no point in understanding how things exist in their separate opulence and grandeur. He should know that all things are existing due to Krishna's entering them as super soul. So recently I was reading one of the chapters in Bhagavatam. So a very nice thing was told there. So when Lord creates this all material elements, so material elements are first manifested in their personal form, like earth, water, fire, air, ether. These are not created by Brahma ji. Brahma ji ne इनको create नहीं किया. This is creation by Supreme Lord Krishna only. So they existed before Brahma in their personal form as demigods. So these are known as demigods which are created by the Lord. They are not created by the Brahma ji. So when they come out and then Lord says you have to make a material body for all the jivas. So they say हम नहीं करेंगे. जो जीवा आपसे रिवेल करके गए हैं उनके लिए हम कुछ नहीं करेंगे भगवान. तो सारे एलिमेंट्स रिवेल कर देते हैं. लॉर्ड बोलते हैं नहीं 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 यार उनको चांस देना है, उन जीवास को थोड़ा चांस देना है. तो एलिमेंट्स बोलते हैं नहीं हम नहीं करेंगे. तो लॉर्ड बोलते हैं ठीक है प्लीज 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 बॉडी बनाओ बॉडी बनाओ. So then they make the body, but the body is not acting only. The soul has entered, but the body is not acting only. हाथ हिल ही नहीं रहा है, पैर हिल ही नहीं रहा है. तो Lord is telling, अरे you are not moving only. सर हम इनके लिए कुछ नहीं करेंगे. हमने मटेरियल बॉडी बना दिया लेकिन कुछ करेंगे नहीं, ऐसे ही रहेंगे. Then Lord enters as super soul in the material world. And then everything starts. So that's how we come to know that even our movement of our hand, we think we are moving. No, elements don't work on our things. It's working because super soul is there. Therefore, the hand is moving. The jiva can only desire. We desire that, oh, I want to move my hand. And the super soul senses it. Yes, though there is mentioned that super soul smells the desire of a jiva, smells like a fragrance. He smells the desire of jiva and then he orders the material nature and then the material nature does. From Brahma, the most gigantic entity, on down to the smallest ant, all are existing because the Lord has entered each and all and is sustaining them. So that Prabhupada is telling over here. And so what should be the result of this? So this is what the Prabhupada is telling, the result of this chapter. the result of this chapter. When we have read this, completed this chapter. So, so what should be the result of this chapter? This is Prabhupada is mentioning over here. अरे यार, ठीक है. If, however, one thoroughly studies the different descriptions of the opulence and expansions of Lord Krishna's energy, then one can understand without any doubt the position of Lord Shri Krishna and can fix his mind in the worship of Krishna without deviation. This is the main aim of this chapter. And to know that Krishna is my worthy master. He is a worthy of my worship because he is the greatest of everything. He is sustaining me. He is giving me everything. The Lord is all pervading by the expansion of his partial representative super soul, who enters into everything that is. Pure devotees therefore concentrates their mind in Krishna conscious in full devotional service. They are always situated in a transcendental position. So this chapter is telling us to fix our mind on Krishna by seeing his opulences. That is the way of pure devotional service. How can attain the highest devotional perfection of association with the Supreme Personality Godhead has been thoroughly explained in this chapter. Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan, a great Acharya and disciple of Sakshima Krishna, concludes his commentary on this chapter by saying, Yash Shakti Lesha Suryodaya Bhavanti Ati Ugra Tejasa Yadamshena Datam Vimsham Sa Krishno Dasame Archate. From Lord Krishna's potent energy, even the powerful sun gets his power. And by Krishna's partial expansion, the whole world is maintained. Therefore, Lord Krishna is worshipable. So this is the conclusion of our dear Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan. Thus, Ansa Bhaktivedanta purports the 10th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the matter of the opulence of the Absolute. Jai Shri Krishna Bhagavan ki Jai. Shri Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan ki Jai. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur ki Jai. Anand Devotee Vaishnava ki Jai.
Jai.
Yes, devotees. So we have 5 minutes. Any devotees have any question?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Shashankru.
Thank you very much for the wonderful description. Prabhuji, there is one line I saw in the purport of 39th verse. There, it is about Maya. I just, it is mentioned that whatever existence is not founded on the energy of Krishna is called Maya.
Correct.
That which is not.
That which is
What I understood is that what is not part of Krishna's energy, but
correct.
Maya is also like Krishna's energy. So,
Take minute. Hare Krishna. My voice is coming now?
yes, Prabhu.
Okay. So any devotee would like to answer this question? Very nice question, but very simple answer. Yes, Suman Guru.
The Lord says it's an internal and external energy. So whatever is not coming under internal energy, that's what Lord says is not my energy.
Okay. Very good. He says about separated energy. But from Lord's perspective, both energies are same. Internal and external energy. Both are same from Lord's perspective. So what is Maya? Something which is not, because in 39th verse, Prabhupada says this line, whatever existence is not founded on the energy of Krishna is called Maya, that which is not. So yes, when this line is written, it is in reference to us. When we see something which is not connected to Krishna, then it becomes Maya for us. So whatever existence, when we see the existence, is not founded on the energy of Krishna, we are not able to see its connection to Krishna, is an energy, is called Maya, that which is not. That is Maya for us. For Krishna, that is not Maya. That is his energy. For Krishna is all his energy only. For us, it is Maya. Because we are not able to see his connection, the existence is connection to Krishna. Therefore, it becomes Maya. Clear, Shashankru?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Or we'll go for the class of Fairness Bhakti Asha Vaishnav Swami Maharaj. Amazing classes are going on. Okay, so we'll end over here. Thank you so much. So we have ended chapter number 10. So I will share the notes of this chapter also, other from verse number 21 to 42 of Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan and Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentaries. So that also will be open book assignment. Yes, mostly by tomorrow you will get all the details for last unit test and all everything. So you'll get the details for it. Thank you for reminding, Mohit. We are working on it. A lot of things are coming. Hare Krishna.